everybody. This is the Hallmarkies podcast, and we are so excited today. We are doing our last Christmas podcast. This is so crazy. It felt like it was never going to end, and now it's over. And I'm very excited. But I am Rachel.
Finally coming to a close.
Yes, and I have a very special guest today for this podcast. I have the girls from the All the Feels podcast. Mel and Dory are here. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you for having us.
We are so excited to be here.
Yes,
and ladies, we made it to the finish line. Can you believe it?
I kind of can't. I don't know. It was just like when they added the 38th movie, I was just kind of like, some kind of dare, like double dog dare.
Haven't we all just had enough? We're good.
Yeah.
Save it for next year, but okay.
Yeah.
Are we talking about 5 movies tonight? Is that correct? 5
tonight, yes.
So this is 10 hours of our lives. I mean, happily, I would have spent them either way, but it's nice that we can now talk about it.
Yeah, because at least we can kind of be productive about it.
Yes, it was for a purpose.
Yeah,
I tell myself.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So before we dive into these movies, why don't you guys introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your podcast and what you guys do. If you want to start, Mel, do you want to start?
Me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, as you said, our podcast is called All the Feels, and it's we branded it the Unauthorized Hallmark Movie Podcast. Although pretty much I think all the podcasts are unauthorized except for the official Hallmark podcast. And it's something that Dory and I started Dory and I used to work together, and for years we found out we had a mutual love of Hallmark movies, and we would talk about it all of the time. And then our office was doing a March Madness bracket one year, which is something about basketball that I didn't care about. Right, Dory? Is it basketball?
It's basketball.
Right? Okay.
Every year, Erica, our other co-host, and I explain a bracket to Mel. Anew.
Yeah.
So that's how you ended up with the bracket for Christmas.
Yeah. So we
funny.
made one for Hallmark movies where we would pit all of the Christmas Hallmark movies. We also used to add Lifetime movies on there too for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but now we've gone straight Hallmark because Lifetime took themselves out of the game for a hot minute. I think they weren't really doing Christmas movies as much. So,
did you get to watch any of
Hallmark
this year?
I hadn't because I hadn't had time. But just today, I watched most of Rocky Mountain Christmas. I think it was called with Rachel Boston.
Oh, the Christmas.
Was it last year? Yes, Christmas. Oh, sorry. Yes, it's like her cookie bakery factory or whatever is called Rocky Mountain. I mean, I was enjoying it. I only saw 2/3 of it, but
okay.
It seemed decent. I like Rachel a lot. So
yeah, she's great. I thought it was kind of boring. I was a little disappointed by it, but yeah, she's great for sure. But
yeah, maybe I was just leaning in. Yeah,
I really recommend Christmas Perfection. That was probably my favorite of both channels all season. It was
really
funny. Yeah, if you like kind of magical, it's about this girl who wakes up in her perfect Irish Christmas village one day, and she has the
Irish Christmas.
Yeah, like she has one of those Christmas villages, but it's an Irish Christmas village, and it was actually filmed in Ireland. But the thing that made it so great is that it's not only her perfect Christmas, but all of the people in her life are behaving the way that she wishes they would behave. So literally it's her perfect world, which made it really interesting because her parents were divorced in real life and hate each other, but in this perfect world, they get along great. And so it was so good. It was so funny.
Interesting. So does she start to realize that she likes the real version of her friends and family better than her idealized version?
Yeah. So it has a little heart beyond just the Groundhog Day shenanigans of Christmas every day. It's really funny. And like in the ideal world of the Christmas Village, she can't swear. She just says Christmas words instead of swearing.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
That's hilarious.
She's like, you stocking stuffer.
And also way edgier, too edgy for Hallmark.
Yeah, that's
to admit that there are swears. So that's interesting.
So I recommend Christmas Perfection. I loved it. But anyway, so you guys originally you reviewed both channels when you started?
I don't know if there was a oh, you mean Lifetime? I'm sorry. I thought you meant Movies and Mysteries.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
we predate Movies and Mysteries. But we did. I mean, we didn't with the podcast. I think when we started, so we did the bracket just on our own, just for our own fun. And we would like meet and have sushi and pretend like we would pick a winner, but really we just talk about what we liked.
Yeah.
So then when we started the podcast, at that point it was we just did Hallmark. We were just like, you know what, we're just gonna be a Hallmark podcast. I can't really remember why, but that's just what we did.
Yeah. What about you, Dory? What do you like about Hallmark movies?
Well, I was so happy when Mel and I discovered our mutual love of Hallmark movies, because I really felt like no one understood me and no one cared and wanted to talk about it. So I've always really loved Hallmark movies. Like, I grew up watching them with my mom, the Hallmark Hall of Fame movies. Mm-hmm. So it's really a nostalgic thing for me. It reminds me of my childhood and just general happiness. And I also think I've come to appreciate Hallmark movies way more in the past few years. First of all, doing the podcast, we just have to care more because we talk about them all the time. But also, I just think we live in like a crazy, crazy world, and it's really nice to sit in front of the TV and watch like a happy love story for 2 hours. Like, I really appreciate that about Hallmark.
Yeah.
So this year's been really fun to like have this to look forward to every weekend. We would kind of record our podcasts in the middle of the week whenever we could, but this year we started watching the Sunday night movie together and then podcasting right after. So it totally became like an event for us because we got to watch the movie together and then talk about it. So this year was really fun.
Yeah, like a real true recap. Post-show recap.
Yeah, totally.
Post-movie recap. That's really, really cool. Yeah, I think my theory on the appeal of Hallmark movies, aside from the clean content, I think that's definitely part of it. But also, I think we just don't have much in our society that is escapism for women anymore. I mean, you used to have soap operas, but now those have pretty much gone away. And so there's not really a whole lot out there. I mean, the reason why Crazy Rich Asians was such a phenomenon is because it was so rare. You never have movies like that in the theater. And there's tons of stuff for men to fantasize about, superheroes and sports and all kinds of stuff. And but I really don't think very many media outlets are making stuff for women and to just sort of relax and fantasize about and have fun. And so I think that's valuable. That might sound trivial, but I actually think it's important that people have that in their life. It's part of the value of media is a fan, having fantasy. And
I mean, it's like it's all romantic comedies all the time. Like, who doesn't want that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, really cool. Well, so we had 5 to talk about because they added one last minute because we didn't have enough.
Yeah. It's like they pulled it out of a rock, under a rock. And
why did they add it?
I know.
We'll get there.
Yes. Well, it's the first one we're going to talk about. Christmas for the Books, because it was the first to air. This was, so my little summary of this one is, in Christmas for the Books, Joanna, a lifestyle guru, decides to fake a relationship with recently dumped Ted so that she can claim to be a romance extra and get she can claim to be a romance expert and get a TV show. Unfortunately, Ted's ex Valerie and the family that is hosting them for the weekend make things difficult and the two become more attached. In fact, it may just be love. Ooh, wonder.
Sure.
So, I guess, what were your overall thoughts about this movie? It was very promising. But Mel, what do you think?
I spent the whole movie being like, why does this movie feel so off? Like, why does it just not feel quite right? But I haven't quite put my finger on it yet.
Yeah.
You know, it felt to me like a movie that would be on PAX or like Ion, not to knock them, but it's just a different feel. And that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys feel?
What do you think, Dory?
I could not get past the fact that her job, her career, is a relationship / Christmas expert. I was like, is this something? Like, I could not, every scene, I could not get past it. I was like, what is she? Like, what does she do? She has a book called The Love Audit, but, like, she's decorating a house for a Christmas party.
And, like, planning a party? I don't know. I was like, why is she a party planner?
In, like, some people's home. I just couldn't get past the very premise of it. And I honestly could not tell if at the point that I watched this, I was just experiencing a little bit of burnout.
Yeah.
Because we have all watched a lot of movies. Or if I truly was just completely not feeling it. I'm leaning towards I just wasn't feeling it. But I could not get past her career, and it just ruined it took me out of the movie completely. And I was like, what is this? What am I watching?
Yeah, so for me, I actually thought it started okay. Like, I was willing to suspend disbelief that she's a relationship guru, because to be honest, my aunt is actually a relationship guru person, and she kind of decided that that's what she was going to do, and she
is she a Christmas expert too?
Not a Christmas.
I've probably read one of her books.
My aunt does this whole thing called Dressing Your Truth, where she has like different, and it's like, it's fun. I don't have any problem with it. But she, in fact, my cousin joined us in the summer to do she has different types for different people. You're like a type 1 or type 2, whatever. And so my cousin joined us in the summer, and we typed all of the Hallmark ladies. So that was fun. But so I guess
that is so amazing.
Yeah.
People can just kind of decide that, oh, I gave good advice, I'm going to be a life coach, or I'm going to be and so that's weird. But I thought that he was super charming, and it's nice when you get these younger people, because I don't know, a lot of these actresses are, in their nearing 40, if not older, and so it's kind of nice when you get sort of a little bit of a younger feel. I thought they were charming, but for me, like, it just, I don't know, once it got past like 20 minutes, I was like, I'm not feeling it anymore. For me, I love a fake fiance. There's no storyline in Hallmark more that I love than a fake fiance.
The fake fiance.
Yeah.
The fiance fake out. Yeah.
Hilarious. It can be so funny. But it is completely nonsense. Like, usually they make a little bit more sense. Like, the person will like in holiday arrangement, where that's a classic, where Bonnie Somerville's character like actually puts out an ad looking for somebody to be her date to Christmas dinner, whatever. And so it's like a little bit more sense. But this was like,
he jumped on real quick to this idea, and you're just like, but why are you doing this?
Yeah, she like literally overhears them breaking up. Yeah, or him breaking up, and then she's like, "Hey, you're available. Maybe you
want to be my fake boyfriend and stay at some man's house? Like, why were they all camping out at the house? I didn't understand that. Did I miss that detail?
I don't know, and I was very curious when things like when she finally admitted that they weren't a couple. Like, did they leave? I guess, did he leave? I don't know. It was just kind of, it was very
it was very confusing, because he left like the right guy left, but the wrong guy who like wasn't even really that wrong, which was weird to me because it was vague. You thought that she would like the spreadsheet guy, and he seemed perfectly fine, but then she all of a sudden was like, you're the wrong one. The right one was this other guy who hasn't been in a scene in like,
that
20
was
minutes.
My biggest problem is that the last 30 minutes of the movie, he was hardly in the movie.
He just disappeared. And he like left his ex-girlfriend behind.
Yeah, and I'm like,
okay,
like why is Val still there?
Poor Valerie. Like, why did Valerie stay? I was like, oh, you can leave. Like, why are you staying after you fake delivered papers for signatures or whatever? I was like, why is she still there?
Yeah.
It was
not. And why were they
interested.
Sharing a full closet?
Yeah, I was not interested in Valerie at all. Like, I mean, no. I don't know. It was just like, why are we investing time in this character? Like, why, instead of our lead characters, like, why are we spending so much time in their relationship? And like, it was almost to the point where it's like, are we supposed to be rooting for these two people to get back together? Because there was so much time spent on it. It was weird.
I felt the same way, and I actually, like you guys mentioned, because the right guy was out of the movie for a good 30 to 45 minutes, I started buying our relationship guru with the spreadsheet guy. I was like, I can see them. Yeah. They're cute. They have some chemistry. Like,
power couple.
Guy. Yeah, I totally started to buy into it. And then when the actual right guy came back around, I was like, oh, I guess they are supposed to be together. It was kind of crazy.
It was confusing to me. That we keep calling him spreadsheet guy, but he like was a television producer. Which is like, why would he keep talking about spreadsheets? Like, Dory and I both have worked in television, and I can't tell you, I don't think I ever touched a spreadsheet once. So I don't know. It's like he's a banker or something. I don't know.
It was so weird. And why? Because in the end, he was like, "Oh, we don't care. Like, if you're right for the show, then that's fine with us." And so the whole thing was just for naught. I don't know why, but I did like when he gave her the forehead kiss. That was very cute, I thought. And I thought that he was the worst at pet names for her ever. That was kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that did make me laugh.
Like, little cabbage.
Cabbage at some point,
yeah. Little cabbage. Little cabbage and celery stick. Not good nicknames for your girlfriend.
No. Was it just me, or at one point did you think, I was like, is the dad about to hit on her? Just kidding.
That too. I was like, what? Yeah.
What is happening?
Like, what? The whole weekend was very strange. I was like,
strange.
This is turning into Get Out really quick, and I don't know how I feel about it. What?
Yeah, I was like, this is the strangest job interview I've ever heard of, because they positioned it as like, come throw our holiday party to see if like you'll be a good TV host, which is a mess in and of itself.
Yeah.
But then the fact that like stay in our home, live in our house was very strange. Very
with your fiance, like bring your fiance.
Right.
Sure.
It was so.
Right. And your assistant showed up. Give her a bed. I was like, what is happening?
It was very strange.
It had to be one of the worst caroling scenes I've ever seen in Hallmark this season.
Oh God. Yeah.
It was so auto-tuned and so obviously not them singing. It's just like,
yeah.
The only other thing I would say, I guess, that I kind of liked in it is that I do think the core message of like not making a list for somebody and saying you have to, like, it's good to get people to be constantly trying to improve, but you also have to accept people for who they are and like not try to sort of perfect your mate, your significant other. Like the way that Valerie was constantly trying to kind of make a better version of Ted. I feel like that's actually like there's something there that they could have done something interesting with, I guess, I think. as opposed to just accepting him for who he is, and the way he is and his flaws. I think there was something there. I'm not. It wasn't maybe executed the best, but I thought that was a pretty good message.
I agree. Like the scene when they're walking through the bookstore and she's like, "You should read this and you should read that," and it's finally like, "I'm never going to be good enough for you, am I?"
Yeah.
I thought that was like a pretty interesting and like poignant scene. I think we've all been there, like just kind of realizing I'm never going to be what you want, no matter how much I try and change myself. So I agree.
Yeah.
Well, and getting caught up in those rules and you should do this and people should act this way to make a good relationship, and then it's just like, well, but then a person is a person, like, all those rules and stuff. It's so broad. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's all hard, man. It's all too hard.
Yeah. Do you like the finger point fortune in the books that they did? Just
I mean, I liked it in theory, but I was confused by like, what book is she even reading? Like, what book is that where you could just point to a page and I don't know.
I mean, it's a good thing it wasn't like the Bible and she ended up on like King Solomon or something like that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Because my card would be like Harry Potter. It's like, what advice am I going to get from Harry Potter? Who, I don't know. That's the thing. I was like, is it a book of inspirational quotes and you're just hoping you land on the right one? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it would be very good at telling your
useful.
But I don't know. Maybe we're just too jaded about
maybe
point fortunes.
I only trust the tarot. Sorry.
So I don't think this was a very good last minute ad, unfortunately. I like parts of it. I like ideas. I think they were pretty cute, and I hope they do. Chelsea Kane and Drew Seeley. I hope they do more because I think they have potential to be good.
Are they new? I didn't recognize them, but
this is their first. Chelsea Kane was in the show Baby Daddy. I don't know if you ever.
Oh yeah.
And then Drew Seeley, I guess, was like the understudy for Zac Efron. This is my friend in Georgia in the whole High School Musical thing, and so like that's how Georgia was like super excited. She live tweeted it, and she was super interested. She's like, "Oh, Drew Seeley, it's the greatest."
Oh, so, that's cute.
Anyway,
that is cute.
Yeah,
I love it.
So come back again. But how many? We go out of 5 crowns. How many crowns would you give this?
1. Sorry.
Yeah.
What about you, Dory?
I mean, I would give it a crown and a half.
Yeah, I give it 2 crowns. There were enough cute moments for me to not totally skunk it, but I have it at 68 in my rankings. So out of 93, it's just probably Christmas. But anyway, I was feeling it was Christmas.
It's been a long year. So,
So let's move on to Christmas at Grand Valley. And this is burned out artist Kelly goes to her hometown in Grand Valley to get over her artist block. While there, she meets businessman Leo, who is there to assess the value of the Grand Valley Lodge, which is failing. The two spar at first, but as they get to know each other, they fall in love. But will their career goals get in the way? Not if Hallmark can help it. So
perfect.
There we go. So this starred Danica McKellar, Brennan Elliott, and I was really nervous about this movie because it got delayed and delayed and delayed, changed channels.
It was bouncing. Yes, it was bouncing around the schedule like crazy. We couldn't track it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, are they? Because last year, Brennan Elliott's Christmas Encore got kind of delayed and moved around, and I did not like that movie.
Was that the one with Maggie Lawson about the play? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. And that was one of the dark places. I did not like it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I went into this kind of dreading it a little bit. And I have to say that I think the story is very tired and not great. Mm-hmm. But I kind of still liked it anyway. I thought...
Yeah. Took me by surprise too.
Yeah.
What'd you think of?
Yeah. I just thought that there were so many swoon-worthy moments between the two of them. Particularly, we're going to talk about this date that they go on, which I loved, that it won me over.
Yeah, I had low expectations because honestly, there hasn't been for us at least, it hasn't been a great Danica one in a while. But then, I see the Wonder Years dad and I get excited. He was the guy, he was her dad in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Was he also in Wonder Years? I was excited
Yep.
about that. And then and also Brendan Elliott to me just elevates everything. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And by, the middle of this movie, I was charmed and I was in.
Yeah.
I was in.
What do you think, Dory?
I liked it. I was pleasantly surprised, honestly, for all the reasons Mel just detailed. We have been on kind of a Danica. We've been waiting, I think, for this version of Danica. I thought that she was so adorable. And, I mean, there were so many I think you're right. This is a really tired storyline. Like the guy, a company coming in to buy a lodge or a hotel or what have you. But I think that they made it so cute. And there were so many fun moments. The kids were adorable. I love the other couple who got together. I thought they were adorable. I think that there was so much in this to really love.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I completely agree. Like I said, loved this date that they go on. There's the thing that's interesting about Hallmark is that there's actually not very much dating in these movies.
No, never.
Like they usually just kind of spend time together planning some kind of event or whatever, but they don't actually like go on a date. And this date was so good. I loved it. I loved when she was like, I spent half an hour on my hair. Friends get 5 minutes. Like, yes.
Yeah, it was a great line. So much.
It was so good.
I just like that they were like acknowledging that they were flirting with each other, know, and like it felt almost a little more realistic, which is a word I hate using, but like, it isn't. Yeah, it wasn't just a montage where they're getting to know each other and then all of a sudden, they kiss. It was no, this is a relationship that is developing in a way that it normally does.
It was so swoon-worthy. I just thought it was great, and the fact that the date ended with a kiss and not a near kiss, I was like, yes, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have been known to yell at my screen during Hallmark movies and scream kiss or make out. Like I do that a lot. And I didn't even have to because they went for it. I was so pleased. Like they were actually dating.
Yeah, me too. Because it's like so nonsensical, these near kisses. Like for the most part, it doesn't make any sense if you were like a functioning adult. Like why you would stop when you hear some sound or whatever.
Yeah. It's like, well, I guess the moment's over.
Yeah, because they get it. They want to save it for like this big climax. But like, I feel like if you're going to have a near kiss, like it should become part of the plot that like, oh, we almost kissed. That's awkward. What happened? As opposed to just like, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Like a gag.
Yeah, it's a gag.
It's a gag.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Well, so yeah, you mentioned the kids. The casting director ever casted those kids, they should get a raise because those kids were so
they were charming.
I mean, the little boy's glasses with his cowboy hat, his Christmas cowboy hat. I was like, I can't handle this. He is too cute. And the girl, every time she did artwork and was so proud of herself. And the scene where they went ice skating and Brendan Elliott was watching them skate and he saw his son fall and he tried to scurry across the ice to like go skate him. And in the process, I watched it twice. I was laughing so hard. I loved that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really
a perfect moment.
Yeah, I agree.
And applause for the using an accordion, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it looked like he was really playing it. I mean, I don't know.
He said on Twitter
Maybe
he was. That he learned
he
how
was?
to play Jingle Bells. Yeah, just for the movie.
That Renaissance man.
I know.
Man.
He can do it all. And I loved the little side relationship between, I just called him Hot Cousin because I didn't even remember his name, but he was very attractive, and Lucy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were cute.
In an interracial couple.
Yeah.
We were excited about that.
Yeah, they were really good. And
I mean, he was really cute. He had a nice deep voice that I enjoyed. They were really cute. Like I was not expecting or ready for that subplot. I was like, oh my goodness, are they gonna kiss too? Are we gonna get 2 kisses from 2 different couples? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, that was really fun. And I like when he's like, let's go to see White Christmas. Like, hint, hint. I'm like, yeah. All right, they're going on their cute little date. That was fun.
Whole side date.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, it was good.
And this one was the one that had that like gift store owner, right? Too, that just seemed kind of like a random character, but I loved her anyway.
I loved her too.
It was like Bertha or Greta or something like that.
I don't know, just like a raspy voice. I was like, this person is like just moved here from New York. I feel like, you know, drinking martinis and selling crafts.
I know, she's just like eating her pie, commenting on everyone else's business. I loved her.
Yeah, she was really random. I did think there were a lot of cute little moments between Dan Lauria and Danica. You could tell they had chemistry. It was really nice. And I was not a fan of the ending conflict. Like the idea that she's gonna have to choose between this gallery and dating Brendan Elliott's character. I'm like, you just started dating. Like, solution.
Yeah.
Go to the gallery, date. Then when you get married, you can live in the town together. Like, boom.
I know.
Got it.
Or just like commute to Chicago. It's like they don't need you to live there to have your show. Like, I don't understand. Like, you could just fly in for your show.
Yeah, or for like you know, if you have to be there for a couple of months or something, like that's understandable, I guess. But the whole conflict was so dumb. I was just like,
so dumb. It's also like, oh, congratulations, you just bought a failing business. I'm so sorry. You know? Why would you do that? Like, I'm glad he did, but it also seems a little, you know, not the wisest business move.
Right. Yeah. But, and like he was such a nice man of business that they kept trying to frame him as this kind of, because of course they had to have his like superiors who were the true bad guys of business. But, you know, you're just like, he's just doing his job. He's just trying to, you can't run a business. It's not a nonprofit.
I know, right? They're not in the business to lose money. To save Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
And he really was nice the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, from the second he showed up. Like, couldn't have been nicer. He's like, yeah, let's go look at your financials, buddy. Tap him on the back. I'm like, he was not devious in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How many crowns would you give this out of 5?
I would probably give it 3.5.
What about
I'm
you,
going
3?
3.
Yeah, I'm also gonna give it 3.5, and I have it at 32 in my ranking.
Nice.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems about right.
Okay, so next we have Jingle Around the Clock. And this is Elle has a yearly tradition with her friends where they gather together for Christmas and have a Misfits party. But this year, it may not happen because she has put on a new project at work to come up with a quick campaign for a cookware company. Not only that, but she is assigned to work with consultant Max, who doesn't agree with her modern ideas of viral videos and social networking. As she works with Max and tries to plan 2 parties, she must learn to let things go and rely on her friends and family to make a great holiday. So, what did you guys think What do you think, Mel, about this movie?
About this movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate going first because I feel like I don't know, but I loved this movie. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I feel like the tone is something that maybe you didn't, but and maybe it was just like it hit me at the right, after a couple glasses of wine, and it was just cute. But I loved it.
I'm really curious because I'm conflicted because there's things I really liked, things I didn't like. But what did you think, Dory?
I enjoyed this. I think it's because I really felt this girl's pain. I think we all do a little bit with the holiday craziness. So I think that concept really resonated with me. But at the same time, this felt a little long. I was kind of like, is this almost over? Like, I was liking it. I was also watching it at like 1 a.m. So I kept kind of thinking, like, it just felt a little, I don't know.
Yeah.
I could have used some more action in some kind of way. But I did like it. I did like the idea of it. I loved the two main characters. I thought they were really cute together. It dragged a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But besides that, I liked it.
Yeah, that's basically kind of similar to how I was feeling. I really wanted to love it because I think they were trying some different things in this movie. I like the fact that she's an independent city girl who is a career woman who doesn't apologize for her career. Like she's a really cool character and unique for Hallmark. She doesn't have to go to the country to be reformed of her city ways. I liked that. I liked the whole message of a broader definition of family, and that her friends and these traditions are really important to her, and I liked that. My problem with the movie was that I just did not care about this campaign and all the time spent in the boardrooms talking about the campaign and what kind of videos they were going to make and what they were going to do. Like, that just was not interesting to me, and I thought that it was really boring, and I wanted to, like, I just wish they had handled all of that boardroom stuff in like a montage. Like, oh, here's the planning part, boom, and here's the video making part, boom. But I don't know, I just felt like that made it hard for me.
I think you're right, because it was like, what did we sit through? Like 2 or 3 rounds of videos, all with the same, like, they're not picking up views yet, so we'll just make more. I think that did kind of make it feel longer, because the fun stuff was all the stuff with her friends and all the stuff with the guy and like his mom's booth. Like, all of that was so cute and fun. I think, I can see that all the kind of corporate stuff made it seem just it changed the mood. Like, the whole tone of the movie changed in those moments.
Yeah, I think so. Just got kind of bogged down in minutia of this.
I mean, there definitely was a lot of minutia. I took that note too. I was like, there's a lot going on. A lot of layers.
Yeah.
There's like a new job that's a reach, and then there's Misfit Christmas and lots of romances, 2 different romances going on at the same time.
Yeah.
I just like that it centered around a friends group, which is like not really. Yeah, I guess exactly what you said. It just it did a lot of things differently.
Yeah.
Friends as family, and also, I mean, I totally hear what you're saying about the boardroom and stuff. I thought it was great that they like were doing social media, which is like a lot fresher than the whole like, we need an ad campaign 3 days before Christmas. Right. Like it usually is, and you're like, but I don't know. I guess I just really enjoy this, but I guess I can't tell you why. I don't know.
Did you think that they had good chemistry, Brooke Nevin and Michael Cassidy?
Did. Yeah, I did. I mean, when the movie started, I thought she was going to end up with her friend Joe, just because, like, I've seen that guy in a lot more movies. I was like, oh, well, I think his name was Joe, actually. I'm not positive. But then the fact that it just ended up continuing to be like a platonic friend, that they had a really nice relationship too. I was like, oh, it's a nice twist.
Yeah, Jeremy Gilman,
not a twist, but
what was that? It was the friend. Yeah, that's true. That was kind of interesting.
Did you like the Julia Wise shout out?
Yes.
The Hallmark universe in full
Yes.
effect.
I love that.
It felt like the Avengers. All
Yeah.
of the storylines coming together.
Because, you know, the writer, Zach Hugg, wrote, one of the co-writers, Zach Hugg, wrote Road to Christmas. So I think that's why he did it. He put that Easter egg in. But it was really
I like
funny.
that little wink. That little wink for all of us super fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
another thing too is, how has his mother been making a living off this little booth?
I know.
She's
right.
done it for like 20 years, and she's like, I don't like the internet or something. And I'm like, this is a seasonal hobby at best.
I know. It's like, what are your sales, really? Yeah.
But it's Hallmark, so what are you gonna do?
I know.
But I, you know, like, the ending was really cute. I liked Andrea Brooks. She was good. I mean, the whole group of friends was good. I just, yeah. It was a little frustrating because I felt like it was so close to being really good, but didn't quite get it, you know, which is almost more frustrating than one that's just like completely terrible.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess it was trying new things, but maybe it's just it's almost there.
Yeah. So, and I know that it was a big passion project for Brooke, and I know she worked really hard on it, and was an executive producer on it, and so I think she's got a lot of good ideas there, and I'd encourage her to keep going, because
oh, for sure,
yeah, because I didn't hate it. I just
it was a lot of fresh. There was a lot of fresh in there. We appreciate the fresh.
Right.
I thought it was bananas at the end during her big meeting, her big interview, where she just like starts launching into like her friend Christmas and the importance of her. I was like, these people do not care. What are you doing?
She's like, but it's so funny how that's such a hilarious trope in these kind of movies, you know, that's like, I'm not going to just finish off my presentation and then go to the kids' softball game or whatever it might be that I'm missing. I'm going to stop mid presentation. Like, I should be here. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm going to just spiral in front of all of these people, and then they're going to be like, oh, your honesty, you're hired.
Yeah.
Keeping it real.
I'm pretty sure.
But we never even really heard if she got the job or not, right? It just kind of was like, and we're out.
Yeah, I think they were like, oh, we agree with you about Christmas or something like that. So maybe that was the notion. She got the job. Because he gave up. Remember, because she was huffy at him?
Yeah. It was part was weird, too. It was like,
like,
and isn't he like going on to be the CEO of his mother's like ornament booth or whatever?
Or ornament Etsy shop? Yeah.
Right. I was like, this seems ill-advised, but okay.
Maybe they can work together with the wreath, with Brooke D'Orsay and her wreath making.
Oh God, no!
You know how I felt about the wreath.
The wreath.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So, how many crowns would you give this one, Jingle Around the Clock?
Am I going first?
Yeah,
because I'm gonna tip the scale. I'm still gonna go 4. I'm sorry, I am. I mean, I think it loses a crown in the title is nonsensical to me. I don't understand why it's called that, but
yeah, why is it called that?
I think it's because she was working a lot around the clock, jingling.
Yeah. Well, I will give it 3.25 crowns.
I'm going 3.5.
Very good.
All right.
Good. All right. So we have next one, Christmas Bells Are Ringing. And this is Sammy is a photographer who returns home for her father's Cape Cod wedding at Christmas. While there, she meets old friend Mike, who gives her a tour of the island so she can shoot photos for a contest that can give her a promotion. As they talk, old flames are rekindled, and she realizes she misses being with her family more than she thought she did. So, so this movie is another one where the plot is kind of tired, but I ended up really loving it, actually. I don't know how you guys will feel, but I thought that especially the wedding was so great. And I normally hate Hallmark weddings.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like
so do we. Yeah.
It's just like an excuse for the character to be selfish and terrible and horrible, and I just don't like them. And it was like an excuse for everyone to be super charitable and kind and forgiving. And I was like, this is great. I loved the wedding. And I don't know. I thought that there were just so many cute moments, and I ended up just really liking it. But what did you think, Mel, about it?
I loved it. I did. I think this was my favorite of the bunch. I mean, a lot of the same reasons you said is like, yeah, we see the same kind of like, cookie baking we see the same things in these movies over and over, decorating a tree, and they did unique twists on them, which I really liked, like moving that magic snowman around, and like the gift wrapping contest, and just like that scene where she's gathering pine cones with her dad. You're just like, okay, like I'm into it's different,
Yeah.
And that there's a lighthouse, a beautiful lighthouse, and I liked her a lot. I always like her a lot.
Yeah.
I like how they said her name in the ads, the promos, where they go Uluru. Like she's a great.
Well, because we were all seeing Emily for some time, and then she went on her Instagram last year and she's like, it's not Emily, it's Amelia. Like, okay.
Oh,
yeah, it's confusing how you spell it.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
No, she's great. I loved this movie. It just made me happy watching it, and they were very cute. I loved the whole like where they stayed up all night to take that picture, the sunrise picture, and they're just like sitting on the floor eating cookies. It's just like great. I don't know. Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
And the wedding, like the older woman wearing like the most beautiful wedding dress I have ever seen.
Oh, it was so
for me
pretty.
Personally. Yeah.
And her giving her her mom's bracelet, and
that was so sweet.
It was so good. I was like, wow, everybody's being so unselfish and kind.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and the moment she has with the woman who owns the art, whatever it is, the art gallery, just where they just talk about it. It's like a random woman in town, and they have this really meaningful moment about her mom, and I just loved it.
Yeah. What do you think, Dory? Do you agree or not?
I agree. I thought it was really sweet, and I definitely teared up several times, particularly every time she talked to her stepmother to be. I thought that every moment those two had was really sweet, because it was nice to see her embracing the relationship with her new stepmother's relationship with her dad. I think lots of times we see like the evil stepmother, or not wanting them to get married, or having a lot of trouble, and she kind of really embraced their relationship while acknowledging that it was hard to not have her mother. And I thought that was a really great balance that they struck. I just thought it was so sweet. Like it felt, so many of the moments felt very real in the conversations. I was just like, oh my goodness, this is giving me all the feels. So I really enjoyed this. I thought it was so, so sweet.
Yeah, it even worked for me, the whole ending with the Santa coming up on a boat and like the carolers there. I've never seen, or the bell ringers there. I've never seen that in a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, I do wish she had taken the job at the end. I always wish they just would take the job. but I love it when the dad said to her, I think it was the dad, said, you deserve love as well as success. Like, it's like, yes, like finally in these movies, I don't know. It always seems like a choice.
But at least like she was deciding to go to be freelance. So like there was kind of a job there. In the world of Hallmark, anyone can make it as a photographer.
Yeah, right.
I agree. And I thought the whole tour thing, I mean, she grew up there, so why doesn't she know these things? Why does she have to have a tour? I didn't really care. It was really cute.
Yeah.
And I liked it. And the one thing I will say is they need to stop having Amelia Earhart pretend to ice skate. She is so
No,
bad.
we don't need it, right? Well, she's not even doing it. They're like pulling her around on like a cart, aren't
so
they?
Obvious.
And doesn't she hate it?
It's like she can't do it. So it's like, I think it's body doubles every time you see.
Yeah.
And it's like, why we don't have to have an ice skating scene. It will be okay. We will all survive.
Yeah, like it was really bad last year in Christmas with Love.
Oh,
and so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
And then this year, you could just tell she was leaning on something. It just looked awkward. And just have them throw snowballs at each other or some other activity.
Sledding. Yeah.
You don't need
anything.
Don't ever skate. She might be from Denmark, but she doesn't know how to ice skate.
Yeah, right?
Don't force her to skate.
Just give freedom.
We need her to be whole.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're sending her. I just realized they're sending her to a whole ice castle.
Oh, yeah.
A whole castle of ice in Winterfest. What is she going to do?
Oh, no.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's going to be really, really bonkers, that movie, I think.
I know, I cannot wait.
Yeah, me too. I actually really love Winterfest movies.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I do too. I love Winterfest. It's probably my second favorite season.
Yeah. I mean, because they had the Birthday Wish, which was so good. And then
so good.
Again. Yeah. They're having the sequel to One Winter Weekend, which I'm really excited about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like Taylor Cole's shining month. She's going to be in a new mystery and in the one winter sequel.
So. I'm excited for her mystery. I love that they're doing 2 new mystery series. I'm like, bring them on. I want all of the mysteries. Give all of the actors their own mystery series. I'll watch them all.
Yeah, I know.
I'm really so excited for her mystery. I'll forgive the wig. I know you guys saw the wig.
Yeah.
What?
In her new mystery, the wig.
Oh, the wig.
Oh, the wig. Yeah, I'll forgive it. I thought maybe she just grew out her hair. I was like, that's interesting. Okay.
No, girl.
It takes a minute to recognize her.
No, girl.
Dory can spot a wig.
Yeah. Amber's really good at that too. So how many crowns would you give this one? Christmas bells are ringing.
5.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What about you, Dory?
I am going 4.
Okay, good. I will be right in between you guys. I'm going to go at a 4.5. But I have it I actually have it at number 16 right now in my rankings.
Good.
For the whole year, but it's in my top 10 for Countdown for Christmas. So,
that's nice.
It did really good. So, all right, last one, the most bonkers of them all. We're gonna have so much to talk about.
Oh God.
Christmas Made to Order. In Christmas Made to Order, busy architect Steven hires event planner Gretchen to help his family have a fun Christmas while he works on a big project for his firm. Meanwhile, she is dying to go full-time in her event planning business, but is afraid to get out on her own. As they experience Christmas together, they both realize they need to follow their career dreams, and also they fall in love. So, Dory, what did you think about this movie? Have you go first, this one?
I thought it was fun. I mean, I can't say that I loved it. But I definitely laughed at some moments throughout. I liked them as a couple. I thought they were cute. I thought it was fun. I mean, I thought there were a lot of ridiculous things about it, to be sure. The fact that her business is, like you said, before, it's a seasonal hobby at best. Like, why are we making this full-blown business? Why are you like turning down stable jobs for like a holiday decorator? Okay, but I still thought there were like fun moments, and I liked them as a couple.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite of this group of movies, but I still enjoyed it somewhat. Yeah.
I actually did end up enjoying it. I think that it's nice when we get these Hallmark movies every now and then that sort of embrace the complete ridiculousness and the cheesiness. And I just thought that every scene that Jonathan Bennett was in, he made me laugh. He was so funny. And he had this like ridiculous smile on his face in every scene. And I don't know, I just felt like they knew what they were making and they just went for it.
They were in on the joke for sure.
Yes. Yeah. What did you think, Mel?
I mean, definitely along the same lines. I mean, true confession, I watched this really late last night, and it feels, thinking back on it now, it feels like it was a fever dream, because it was just so bananas. It's like they were just, every scene, they were just doing something else, and it was just like, I mean, of course, I guess that's what every movie is, but it just felt weird, like a Christmas fever dream. But it did feel like the main character, the guy in this, who's the guy from Mean Girls, Aaron Samuels was definitely, felt like he was winking to us in every scene. Like, yes, sure. I also realized this is ridiculous. And it felt like they were doing like little private jokes, like when he held up that Santa cookie at the end, and he's like, gosh. "Look, it's me, smile," or it's that snowman cookie.
Yeah.
But because of that, I feel like I didn't really think that they had much chemistry or anything. It just felt to me that they were just like buddies.
Yeah,
like, these are just buddies hanging out.
It was bordering on parody. It really was. It was almost, but it was also, I have to admit, fun for me because this whole thing was filmed in Utah, which is where I live. And so every time I'm like, oh, I know where that is, and I know these local actors and whatever.
Oh my god, that's so fun for you.
Which is fun. But yeah, they had a pretty cute meet cute, and this office building is the most like intensive decorating.
Yeah.
Like I loved his desk mate and how he had like 30 Christmas trees on his desk. I was like, wow.
Yeah. And at one point there was like a full blown like Santa behind one of them in that office.
Yeah. It was so funny. And I was just like, man, for this guy that supposedly is having to devote so much time to big evil business, he manages to find time to participate in basically every activity.
Everyone,
and he spends the entire day decorating her apartment, which was
I know, like middle of a work day too.
Like, I want to work for this company. This is great.
I love that he was clearly so much taller than her. That like, every scene, it's like if you see her face, they're like holding each other, like you see her face, but it's like just his shoulders. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's true. And and him planning her party planning was very, very interesting. Her holiday planning, especially the cider party. What on earth?
Yeah. Why did the guys not go? Was it like a woman's only cider party?
I don't know. I didn't even notice that, but you're right. And like if you're making cider, first of all, that's like very fall harvest. Like, why are we doing that at Christmas? And second of all, like, that's just not how you make cider. Like, you don't like chop up all the like, what?
With the skin.
Like, I think it's how you make like apple butter. You'd want to like cut them that way or whatever. But it was just like, what is going on? It was.
You guys, this part stressed me out. And I could not handle it because I was like, why are they chopping up apple into little pieces, like with the skin on?
Yeah.
What? I was so confused. And then it also, for some reason, was making me really uncomfortable. All of their like bare hands and
like touching the apple.
Yes, and I was like, why are they doing this?
Like, as far as I know, when you're making cider, you just like stick the apple, boom, push it down, and you get the juice.
Yes, this is not. This was some elaborate family recipe they must have been following because I was so confused.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't feel comfortable with this, not one bit.
Dory's out. She's staying home with the guys making steaks.
It was hilarious. I was like, what is this? And like, of all the weird activities to come up with for Christmas, like, it was so strange. But but there was hilarious. Did you like when they showed her ex photo and it was her husband?
Yes.
It was Carlos.
Yes. I was like, ooh, yes, oh, that's my ex. We just didn't get along. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, it was. It was really funny.
Nice little cameo from Mr. Penavega, which I've never really said this on the podcast, but I love them as a couple. I think they're amazing. And
yeah, they're really cute.
I think the fact that they combined each other's last names to make a new last name is the coolest thing. Like, I want to do that when I get married. I think that's so cool.
I love that too. They're so cute. Yeah. When they, I forget what they hosted. Maybe it was their little preview special. Maybe it was for Summer Nights this year.
Yeah.
I watched this special twice. The preview special, just for them. Like, I thought they were so adorable together. Yeah, they're and funny. I want to see them in movies together all the time.
Yeah, they're really, really cute. And yeah, so that was funny. That was very funny. And we get to see him this weekend in Midnight Kiss.
That's right.
So it should be fun. And yeah, we got to see a gazebo finally. There has been very few gazebos in this season. Countdown to Christmas.
No. They just saved it for the end.
Yeah, and she vandalized the gazebo, but I guess if you're writing "believe" on the gazebo, it's okay.
Yeah, it's worth it. If you give it meaning.
Yeah, etching it into the gazebo.
Did you love that he
was also very inspiring to him? That's what promotion before he turned it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. His pitching a mini mall that has like love in it, like, oh, but this is a good shopping mall.
Right.
A community shopping mall.
Well, yeah, because his first pitch, he's like, it'll be super modern and surrounded by cement or whatever. And I'm like, that's a terrible idea. What are you thinking? Especially in Utah. And yeah, the second one was like, there'll be plenty of places for people to walk hand in hand and
think about Christmas.
Yeah, maybe that's the if we ever got into Hallmark headquarters, maybe that's the secret.
HQ.
There's like there's a gazebo and there's lots of space for nice walks and stuff.
Mm-hmm. People to find their way home.
Yeah. And they both are like not happy in their jobs, but like content with their jobs. And so there's nothing I love more than an epic quit in a movie. Like, I love it. And so it was pretty fun to have both of them quit their jobs. But I think I would have felt it a little bit more. It would have been more like triumphant if they had seemed a little bit more unhappy in their jobs. But it was still pretty good.
I like it when the Aaron Samuels was like, I'm pursuing my dream, making small family homes. I'm like, I think you have to like still work somewhere to do that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it works, but
yeah, I think it probably wouldn't be all that different than the firm currently at, unfortunately.
It's like, does your company not have a branch, a small family home branch? I don't know.
Yeah. And
oh my gosh, we have to talk about his boss, Harriet from Family Matters.
Yes, that was fun.
Oh, so good. I loved it.
Yeah.
Nice
she was really fun. And then also there was the whole subplot with his niece, and she was actually a good singer. I was impressed.
Oh, she was great. Yeah, she was a good actress too. I enjoyed the whole family. I thought was very adorable and just good. I mean, I thought the subplot of I'm afraid to tell my dad I want to be a singer was like strange, but okay. I guess I got to give it something.
Especially because when she told him, he was like, "Oh, great, okay. Why didn't you feel you could tell me that? That makes me sad." Christmas Made to Order. I kind of liked it in spite of itself. I guess it was just ridiculous. So I give it 3 crowns. What about
All
you?
right. I would probably give it 2.5 crowns.
Uh-huh. I
Close
can
to 3.
understand that. Yeah.
I say 3.
Yeah.
I have fun. Like, I know there were so many ridiculous parts, but I still found myself laughing throughout and like smiling big. So I thought it was fun.
Yeah. So I have it at number 40 in my ranking.
Okay.
Right in the middle. So
I'm dying to see the full ranking.
Yeah,
I know. I'm excited to hear.
Well, I can send you the link on Letterboxd. I don't know if you guys are on Letterboxd, but
I've never heard of that. So
Letterboxd, it's so great. You can do all your rankings and keep track of your reviews and keep what you watched and what you want to watch, and it's really handy website. But anyway, yeah, so my ranking for these 5, I have Christmas Bells Are Ringing at 1, and then I have Christmas at Grand Valley at 2, Christmas Made to Order at 3, and then Jingle Around the Clock, and then Christmas for the Books at number 5. So I don't know if you guys kept track of what your order would be, but
I think my order would be similar. I might just swap Jingle Around the Clock and
Grand Valley.
But yeah, I think that's pretty on point.
Yeah.
What about you, Mel?
I think I would swap Christmas Made to Order and
Jingle Around the Clock.
I'm sorry. The titles are mouthfuls. But other than that, definitely Christmas Bells Are Ringing number 1 for sure.
Yeah.
And Christmas for the Books last for sure. I agree.
Yeah. So I'm really curious before we go. I'm just curious. So you guys have covered 3 seasons of Countdown Christmas. How do you think this year's ranks among those 3 that you covered?
I actually think it's done pretty well. It's hard when you're in the middle of it. It's more of like which ones resonate from years to come. Like you have to see how they age, for me at least.
Yeah.
Like the ones I return to. I find that there was a lot of movies we didn't cover on our podcast that were on Movies and Mysteries that I really liked. That I'll probably be watching for years to come. So yeah.
I think so. I don't know. There weren't any that made me want to die like last year. So I think it is.
I was gonna say, like, I think last year was the roughest for me. I think the first year we did it was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I think this year is a strong number 2, like a really strong number 2. Last year was rough. I was like, I have questions about a lot of these. What was happening?
Right. Yeah, me too. It was, and I do think they have put more money in the movies this year. The snow has looked way better in almost every. There was very little terrible snow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they definitely put more like songs in them.
Yeah.
You know, like actual recognizable songs. And I mean, I love that they're trying to be more diverse. You know, they're working on it. They're clearly making an effort, which is nice.
They're making progress for sure.
Definitely. So, all right. Well, cool. Well, thanks so much for coming on talking about these movies. I know it was a tall order to ask to do 5 in the episode.
It's all right. It's one we're meant to do.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Talent.
You did great. I really appreciate
thank you for having us.
And how can people find your podcast? How can people find you? Guys have social media you want to share? Or all that fun stuff?
Well, we're on Twitter at All the Feels Pod. Just search for All the Feels Pod in iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to your podcast. We're there, and Facebook.
We have a Facebook page. I think it's just the same. All the Feels Pod. That's pretty much the 2 places.
Okay, great. Well, we'll have that in the description section if people want to follow you guys. Definitely recommend it. And you guys are on all the major podcast apps and things like that, iTunes. and all that fun stuff. So definitely check that out, and you'll really enjoy it. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews all over social media and on iTunes and YouTube. And make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Podcast all over social media and on iTunes and on YouTube. If you can put your reviews and ratings, we really appreciate it on iTunes. It really helps us out. And thanks so much, you guys. Really appreciate it. And we'll have to do this.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you all later then. Merry Christmas one last time. Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Woo.